What's going on, everybody? I'm Justin with AmericanMuscle.com, and today we're taking a closer look at and walking you through the install of a set of the C&L Performance front brake calipers shown here in red, available for your 2005 to 2010 GT at home or your 2011 through 2014 V6 Mustang. Now, you guys should be checking out these options from C&L if your factory front calipers are giving you issues, maybe they seized up or just have generally seen better days, and you're looking for an affordable replacement that will offer a nice visual upgrade over your standard parts store replacements. All right, moving into our features section here, gang, and I will say with the C&L options, the really short and sweet way to sum these guys up will be a slightly better than new factory caliper, thanks to that bright red powder coating to help crank up the appearance. Now, I can think of a few different reasons why this might be beneficial for you guys at home. One, maybe you've just been considering overhauling the braking system on your S197, and rather than forking out the thousands of dollars from one of those big brand name kits out there from Brembo or Willwood, maybe you'd like to piece together your own components to save a few bucks, but also increase the performance. Now, if that's the case, then adding something like the C&L drilled and slotted rotors to the calipers that we have here, kicking in a set of aggressive pads, well, that's gonna be a great way to achieve big time results over your stock components in both looks and performance, but at the same time, again, you are gonna be keeping things very budget friendly, especially when you start comparing those numbers to the more expensive brake kits. Now, moving into our construction, I do want to point out the fact, guys, that these are a remanufactured or remanned OE Ford caliper. And if you're not familiar with what that is, basically these do start off life as a tired old factory caliper, and then from there are gone through, refreshed, and upgraded. For instance, these all receive brand new seals, pistons, boots, hardware, bleeder valves. Everything is completely and 100% brand new before being finished off in that really eye-catching bright red powder coat that, in my opinion, is going to set these apart from some of your generic parts store replacements. Now, finally, guys, just to ensure everything is good to go right out of the box, the C&L calipers are all pressure tested first before being shipped out, just to alleviate any out-of-box issues. Price point for the front calipers here from C&L are going to hover right in that low $200 ballpark for the pair, which does make these, I would say, marginally more expensive than some of the generic parts store replacements we've talked about throughout this video. But then once you factor in that powder coating, that's kind of where that difference comes from. The reality is, guys, if you were to take just some generic factory calipers to your local powder coating spot, they'll probably charge anywhere from 50 to 100 bucks, if not more, to get those sprayed or coated in the color of your choosing. So again, to have something that's essentially brand new and powder coated right out of the box for just north of 200 bucks certainly is a pretty solid deal. All right, guys, moving into the installation. Site's gonna call this a middle of the road, 2 out of 3 wrenches on the difficulty meter, maybe 3 hours or so to complete from start to finish. Obviously, there is a little bit of work involved to remove and install the calipers here. And then, of course, you have to factor in bleeding of the braking system. So make sure you got some fresh .3 on hand before getting started. But now to give you a better idea of just how this one might go down in the garage or driveway at home, check out our detailed walkthrough and tool breakdown.
For this install, you will need an impact, various ratchets, a caliper hanger tool, 10, 12, 14, and 15 millimeter sockets, a 10 millimeter wrench, a flathead screwdriver, some brake fluid. Also not shown here is some rags, a bucket, and an extra set of hands to help you bleed your brakes. What's up, guys? Today we're going to be doing some brakes on our Mustang, so let's get started. Alrighty, guys, so we've got the car in the air, we've got the wheel off, and the first thing we need to do is remove the caliper itself, and it's held on by 2 12 millimeter bolts. So we'll grab our 12 mil socket on our ratchet, pop those off. Then we'll take our 2 mounting bolts off. You want to support your caliper when you take the second one off. And we'll slide our caliper off. Sometimes these get a little stuck on here, especially if they haven't been off in a while. If you're having a tough time getting this off, you can grab a small pry bar or a flathead screwdriver. Kind of gently work this off. Once you have your caliper off, you grab a caliper hanger tool, hang this up out of the way, and we can remove our pads These just pop right out like so. Now once we have our pads out of the way, we can remove the caliper mounting bracket, and that's held on by these two 15mm bolts. Again, we'll grab our 15mm socket on our ratchet and get these off. You want to support your bracket. Pull your other bolt out. Then once that's off, we can pull our rotor off. So now once you have this side off, you can repeat the same process for the other side. So now if you are installing new rotors, now would be the time to put those on. We're going to reuse our factory one. We'll get that back in place. Then we can begin installing our new caliper setup. So now we've got our new caliper bracket. We're going to get that installed with our factory 15mm bolts. We'll get this in place. Hardware lined up. And once we have our hardware in, we'll grab our 15mm socket and tighten these back down. And you want to remember to torque all of your hardware to your factory recommended spec. Now we can install our provided pad clips. Now you do have a larger spring retainer end that's going to go on the outside of the bracket, and then the more sprung side is going to go to the bottom of where your pad's going to sit. Clip these into place. We'll do our outsides as well. And once you have your clips in place, we can install our pads. We're reusing our factory ones again. If you are changing your pads, now is when you want to grab your new ones. We'll line our mounting tabs up. And these are going to be a bit more snug. Should still just press right in. We'll get our outer pad in as well. Now that we have our pads in place, we can install our new caliper. We're going to line that up. Make sure our slider pins are lined up correctly. And we'll install our provided hardware. And we'll tighten these down with our 14mm socket. Now we can swap our brake line over to our new caliper. So we're going to remove this plug out of the new caliper. We're going to loosen up our banjo bolt for our stock one with our 10mm socket on our impact. Now you do want to have something to catch the fluid because this is going to cause a lot to come out. And now that we have that loose, we'll undo the bolt. More fluid is going to come out of the caliper than the line. Let that drain. Once that's drained a good bit, we'll set our old caliper aside. Now we will also be removing our original banjo bolt. This has two copper washers, one on each side. Sometimes these washers do get stuck. Now we can remove our banjo bolt. Now you want to make sure that the other washer doesn't sit on the other side of your block. We'll install our new banjo bolt. We have one copper washer on the head side, one on the block. We'll get this installed into our caliper. Now we'll tighten this down with our 10mm socket on our ratchet. Now you want to use hand tools when tightening this because you want to make sure it goes in smooth. Once you get this nice and tight, clean up any brake fluid you may have around. We'll grab some brake cleaner, spray this off. Okay. So for this next step, you're gonna need an extra set of hands. We've still got our bucket underneath our calipers, and we're gonna need to bleed our brakes after we have them installed. So we're gonna start on the passenger side, and this is the way you wanna do it. You wanna do passenger side and then driver's side. You wanna work from farthest to closest to your master cylinder. So we're gonna have a buddy hop in the car and pump up the brake pedal. We've got a 10mm wrench so we can crack our bleeder loose, and we're gonna bleed it out until we see solid flow and no air bubbles. We'll pump up the brakes. All right, hold it. We'll crack our bleeder loose with our 10mm wrench. This is gonna make a little mess. All right, pump them up again. Hold it. Pump them up one more time. Hold it. So now we've got a solid stream coming out of this caliper, so you can do the same thing for the other side, and we'll go around and top off our brake fluid. Now once you've gotten your brakes bled, you want to come underneath your hood to your driver's side to your brake master cylinder reservoir. I'm going to pop that open. Now these are semi-clear reservoirs, and they have level indicators on the side of them for maximum and minimum. You want to make sure that is towards the maximum side but in between those two. And if you need to add fluid, you want to get the manufacturer recommended brake fluid and top that off. Alrighty guys, that about wraps up our review and install of our C&L Performance Series front brake calipers in red finish for your 05 to 10 Mustang GT and 11 to 14 Mustang V6. Thanks for watching, and as always, for everything Mustang, keep it right here at AmericanMuscle.com.